Hi, and welcome back. Following on in the cyber deception series, where I deployed Cowrie, linked it to Splunk to visualize the data, and found some interesting commands being run, including the deployment of Zord DDoS on our Cowrie Honeypot. Today I would like to showcase Teapot, the all-in-one multi-honeypot platform. Teapot runs 20 plus honeypots, including an attack map, Elastic for data visualization, Spiderfoot for intelligence gathering, and the Suricata NSM tool. Teapot can be installed in Hive or standalone mode, or distributed mode, which is Hive mode plus some distributed sensors. The screen I'm currently on is the login, or the screen you're presented with after logging into Teapot for the first time, which, as you can see, provides quick access to the main Teapot tools such as Elastic Kibana, Spiderfoot, and the attack map. I installed Teapot in standalone mode in a Singapore data center. It's been running for about 6 hours now, and we can already see some interesting data. So across the top here, we can see some of the honeypots that are running and how many hits that they've had. Tanner is a HTTP-based honeypot, which evaluates HTTP requests and composes the response. We can also see Cowrie, which is we already had played with in a previous video, and Dionea. Dionea emulates many common protocols like MSSQL, TFTP, FTP, HTTP, and others. We can see some of the other honeypots running here, but I would like to show you an interesting one, which is the MedPot honeypot. Let me just get that typed in. So we can see we've had actually 6 hits on the MedPot honeypot, which MedPot actually emulates the FHIR protocol, which is the standard for healthcare data exchange. So quite interesting that we've already seen 6 hits against some healthcare related honeypots. If I go back to my screen, when we scroll down, we can see some interesting statistics here. We can see the honeypot attacks bar. We can see the histogram, which shows the attack versus unique source IPs. We've got a dynamic attack map. And we've got some things here around destination ports, etc., attacks by country, etc. One of the interesting things, though, is the attacker source IP reputation. And you can see majority here, 86%, is being classified as known attacker. I'm not quite sure how Teapot classifies that. Something I might try and find out. Additionally, you can see mass scanners here, which is about 12%. So Teapot actually has a list of mass scanners that are around on the internet. So you can see it's quite an extensive list, and that's how it's classifying which ones are mass scanners. Some other interesting things, we can look at the OS distribution that are occurring. We've got 40% of Linux kernels, which is from Linux kernel 2.2 to 3, purportedly from 2.2 to 3. Quite interesting because Linux kernel 2.2 was released approximately 1999, and 3.3 ran till about 2012. So interesting to see that these kernels are still being used. Maybe they're embedded devices, or maybe it's just being spoofed. What's also interesting is the spread of ports by country. So if we look at Singapore, for example, we can see port 80, so quite a lot of HTTP traffic. Taiwan, port 23, which is telnet traffic, so that's quite interesting. Bit of 445, which is SMB. We can see United States, again, more HTTP traffic than anything. China, a massive percent of SMB traffic on port 445, and a little bit there of MSSQL traffic. We see the usual tag clouds of usernames and passwords which have been tried. So again, some quite creative passwords actually, and quite a few different usernames, interesting to see. And then down at the bottom here, we have the attacker ASN. So we've got the top 10 ASNs. First one, obviously, SSNet, and then closely followed by Cloudflare, which seems to be pretty popular. We get the attacker source IPs. We've actually got a CVE in here now, so CVE 2020. And we've got some Suricata alert signatures here. Sorry, I should say CVE 2020 11900. So let's see if we can actually find out what that is. Okay, so something to do with the Trek TCP IP stack. So from 5 years ago now, but quite interesting that that's still being exploited. Now, if we have a quick look at the Teapot attack map, this is also a really interesting view. You get kind of a live view of attacks coming in, but you also get these little dots that indicate where the attacks have come from. So you can see that my honeypot's here in Singapore, and you can see the attacks coming toward it. What is also interesting is you can actually see which honeypot is being triggered and what the service is. So currently there's a lot for Honey Trap. If we scroll down a bit, we can see there's a few there for Tanner. See if there's any other ones. Quite a few for those ones at the moment. Oh, there we go. Diana is there on SMB coming from India. So yeah, we get quite an interesting view of attacks that are happening kind of real time. Also with the colors, all the services are classified into colors, and we can also see hits by IP and by country. That's pretty much it for my Teapot walkthrough. It's really versatile, easy to set up honeypot solution. It's basically a one-liner to install it and follow the wizard. In the next video, I'd like to convert this into a distributed instance and place some sensors in other regions and just see how this might affect the results. Finally, Teapot also supports Galar and the Beelzebub honeypots, which use large language models to mimic the behavior of high interaction honeypots. So that's something I'll also be keen to explore in a future episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Please subscribe, like, and share, and help me to build the channel out. See you in the next one.